Utinni!
Happy Monday, everybody. Justin with Utinni Designs here. Hope you're having a great Monday, May the 6th. I hope you all had a great May the 4th and a May the 5th. It was a pretty busy weekend, lots of things going on, people going to um, Galaxy's Edge, people watching the Phantom Menace movie in the theater, lots of cool things going on, um, lots of new pickups for people. Hot Toys announced a whole bunch of new characters. A lot of those have been gone over in other shows, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Make sure you check out those shows like the Hyperdrive, Spice Runners, Rogue 5 Cantina. Those are the big three that I would suggest if you're interested in those type of items. And I hope everyone's kind of recovered from the May the 4th and 5th and now the 6th. We're going into the 7th tomorrow, so the whole week is still somewhat Star Wars based. But yeah, today we're going to be doing a live stream t-shirt design, which will be available um, shortly after the stream is done. It will be available on the Utinni Designs swag and merch shop. So make sure you know that link. I've just put it in the description, and I'll show it here on the screen. So that's where you'll be able to pick up today's design after we're done, and pick up some other cool stuff there too as well. So we have other shirt designs. We have desk mats. In fact, excuse me, I'm not exactly sure where my desk mat went. There it is. So here is a sample of a desk mat. Here you can see that. So this is a 3D render done by myself and then put on a desk mat. Makes a great mouse pad, gaming pad if you play Sabacc or cards or Hatari dice game. They're really cool, pretty thick, and so we have several different designs available on the Utinni Design swag and merch shop. So make sure you check those out. They do come, rolled up, and then you just unroll them, and you're good to go. And then you can roll them back up for quick storage if you're using them for a game mat or anything like that. Or you can put them on your desk and use as a desk protector to help protect your desk top. Use as a mouse pad, whatever you like. You can even hang them on the wall if you want. So let's go ahead and get into today's t-shirt design. So I'm going to add this to the stage here. Let's hide this. And before I do that real quick, I'm going to post the links to a couple things. First of all, my buddy Crafting with Cool, Brett, I'll post his link in the description. Make sure you check him out. He does a lot of lasers and cool stuff like that. So let me post that link here. That link is now posted in the chat. So make sure you check him out on YouTube. A couple other quick links. If you want to follow Utinni Designs on Instagram, we will get that up here. So make sure to follow us on Instagram, and of course subscribe and follow us to us here on YouTube. We got some pretty cool things coming up, some other live t-shirt designs, possibly a giveaway or two here before too long. So yeah, we're ramping it up, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. It's not just going to be Star Wars based. I will have content on some VR stuff, maybe some gaming, obviously product reviews, showing off 3D prints and stuff like I do, like here. So we'll definitely be doing some cool stuff. So let's see what other. Let's go to make sure you check out the hyperdrive. Um, let me copy that link here. I really wish StreamYard would make a way for you to show the link without having to copy and paste it. So StreamYard, if you're out there listening, please do that. Make sure you catch the hyperdrive on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday nights. Make sure you catch the Spice Runners Lounge at 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me put them up here. And then, of course, on Sunday, we have Rogue 5 Cantina. Let me put them up there. Another great show. Make sure you check out my buddy Rex at Millennium Workshop. He does some amazing props and stuff. Really good guy. So be sure to check him out. And I'll put his link in the description and throw it up here real quick. So make sure you check him out. And let's go ahead and get to it. So let me pull this up here. All right. I think we're live. I think you can see it. Let me check my mic here. Make sure you can hear me. I think we're live. Thank you. Yep, you can hear me. Cool deal. All right. So I'm always trying to design characters around my Jawas. And in case you didn't see it, here is a shirt that we designed. Let me blow myself up here real quick. Let's there. Stupid little Astro Droids is the shirt, and then on this arm it has the Utinni Design logo. So I'm always trying to design shirts around droids and Jawas and stuff like that you know, in this kind of genre that I'm doing, or universe, if you want to call it that. I just think it's really cool, and I really like the Jawas, so and droids and stuff like that. I might be doing other characters here for too long, but right now I'm kind of sticking with the Jawa theme. Um, so because we are Utinni Designs, so let's go ahead and add this back to the stage here, and let me make sure that our mic is still working, because sometimes the mic does not like the StreamYard. Um, StreamYard. Okay, so we are good to go. All right, so let's move this logo out of the way here and let's get right into the design. So what we're going to do, and I've kind of got an idea for this already. So what I want to do first is pull in my sand crawler. So we're going to pull this in, and let's make it a little bit smaller, about like so. Sounds like somebody's power washing or something in their driveway, so I hope you guys don't hear that. And hey, say hi to the chat here. Hey, Figure Fever, how's it going, buddy? Just getting started here on the t-shirt design, so you haven't missed much other than me gabbing away. So we're just getting started here. So let me pull this up here. I've really got to get another external monitor. And on my main computers, I have 36 or two 36-inch monitors. And then I have another external monitor below that. So technically I have like 60 some inches of workspace. And right now I'm working on just a laptop and a little 16-inch screen. So maybe half the workspace. So you got to bear with me here. So we got the Sandcrawler in here. Let's bring in a Gonk droid. And these are pre-done elements that I've already done just to kind of speed the process along. If you want to see how I kind of do these and color them and everything, check out the t-shirt design video from last time. And I kind of go through that process a little bit. So I'm going to make this Gonk just a little bit smaller here. Gonk, gonk, gonk. And let's go ahead and bring in an R5 droid too. And of course, R5 is going to be roughly the same size as the Gonk. Maybe just a tick bit smaller. So we're going to put him over here. And let's move this Gonk up here. Something about like that, maybe. Yeah, about like that. We'll have this R5 look like he's just kind of hanging out here on the ramp. And then let's bring in a thumbs up Jawa. Again, these are pre-done elements that I've already kind of done and set up. So let's go something like this maybe. I think we're gonna have to make the Sandcrawler larger. So let me grab these elements and let me just make that larger. Because we want it large, but we don't want it dominating the scene, because the focus is obviously the Jawas, not the Sandcrawler really. So not exactly sure what that noise was. Like it was eBay telling me I'm need to bid on this. I'm trying to win a R2 Black Series to complete a collection that I started. So we're going to pull in these Jawas here. Let's see. I want this Jawa kind of the same height as this guy. About like so maybe. And then we're going to drop him behind this other Jawa. Maybe move him out just a little bit. Move him up. And this Jawa I kind of want to be slightly bigger, just to kind of give kind of a forced perspective, I guess you could say. This guy could be just a tick bit smaller here. Kind of something like this. And then we're going to drop this down. Maybe like that. And let's move this guy out a little bit. So that kind of gives us our scene. Um, and let's see. Let's grab some text that I've made. And this will be the title of the, let me grab this and move this stuff down. So again, like I said in my last video, when I design a t-shirt, I kind of have an idea of kind of what I'm wanting and kind of what I'm going for. Um, it just varies. But most of the time I have kind of this idea, maybe not a complete story, but I'm trying to tell a story with the design itself. So the way that I do it is I come up with these different poses and then just kind of play around with the design, and then we end up with a t-shirt. So, and I think what I want to do is, obviously I want to have the Jawa word in there, but the idea behind this scene that I came up with is like a Jawa salvage company type logo. That will be on the front of a t-shirt, because Jawas are always out there scavenging, stealing, borrowing, begging, you know, taking droids, taking parts, and then reselling them. So I thought it would be funny if I created a shirt that kind of embraced that. So I think the tagline I'm going to come up with is like, lost something, we find it and sell it back to you. Because that's kind of what Jawas did in the movies. So let me get a pawn and salvage text here. So we can have something like this. And I think I'm going to move it. I kind of want it centered, but I think I want this a little bit bigger maybe. So let's make this bigger. Drop this down a bit. Maybe make it bigger too. It's all just about kind of playing with it and seeing how it all kind of works out. I think I want to center this a little bit better, like so. And let's put a little advertisement in there. We buy junk. And we need to move this down, I think. Maybe not down so much that it covers the windows, but of the sandcrawler, but just kind of takes up. Oh, I'm trying to use this to kind of break up that blank space in there. So something like that. That looks pretty cool. So I think the next thing we need is our little tagline. So like that. See how that looks. That looks pretty good. Let's change the colors a little bit here. Because the way I designed this here is I kind of wanted it to be kind of that Suka egg or the mudhorn egg. Suka, I think is what they said. Um, so I kind of wanted to incorporate something like that, but I didn't want all the hair on the egg, because then it becomes uh, becomes too busy. So let me check the chat here. I like the Jawa in the middle with the arms folded. He's in charge. Yep, he's the ringleader. He's definitely definitely the brains behind the operation. Then you got this guy doing a little thumbs up. Um, and then I might do a shadow behind these guys. This guy's here on the lookout for more droids and stuff. Um, so I think I'm going to do a little bit of a shadow behind these guys just to kind of separate them from the sandcrawler. So in order to do that, I'm going to copy those guys and then paste them, drag them over here so we have them together. And then I'm going to merge them to where they're all one piece. And then we're going to drag it back over and put it behind. And then I want to make that a multiply, and we're going to drop this down. So I think this is kind of what, see how that just kind of adds a little bit of separation to the, let me zoom in there for you. Just adds a little bit of separation to it. And I think that really helps with that. So I think I need to add a little bit of shadow to the uh, Gonk and the R5 unit here on the Sandcrawler, and maybe even a tiny bit of a shadow here. But I don't want it to be super big because then it just looks like a big blob underneath that, and I don't want that either. So let me think about it here for a second. And if you have any suggestions in the chat, please throw them up. Uh, again, this isn't just me doing stuff. I like to get input from everybody. So um, let's see here. Let me do a little bit of. Let's get a rectangle. Let's draw it out here. Let's multiply that. Drop it down. And then we're going to, oh, actually, let's not do that yet. Let's drop this down here. Kind of move this shadow up. And I think I'm going to add another point here. So we can just kind of get this shadow where I want it. So let's add this point. Now let's zoom in here. Let's kind of round that shadow out maybe. Let's drop this behind so we can see what it's going to look like. Not sure I'm liking that part of it. Should be darker under here, I think. So let's add that, and let's drop the opacity on that to where it's darker. Not sure if I like that either. It's not bad, but hmm, let me think about it for a second here. Bear with me. I like the idea behind it, but it just feels like something's kind of missing. And I'm not sure if it's the text. See, this is the hard part about art because it's all subjective. I really don't want that black because if it's, let me show you. If it's black, see how it just kind of, it looks weird. So I want it transparent or translucent, I should say, not transparent, because transparent you wouldn't see it. So I want it something like that, but I'm thinking I need a shadow here maybe. So if I increase this, let's get our pen tool or our point tool and kind of adjust this. And then let's drop that back behind. Make sure we get behind everything. That still seems a little harsh there, doesn't it? So let's, I don't want to round it out. Let's move it like so, and let's drop it down here like this. That doesn't look too bad. And then I still have this little darker piece in there. So let me find that here. Hey, Janine. I appreciate you showing up. You and Figure Fever. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you. We're just kind of fine tuning this, just to kind of go over kind of what I did is I started with a blank screen, obviously, and I had some elements I had already kind of made, but I've never put together in a design before. So I'm just kind of looking at it and tweaking it and seeing how it's kind of working. So the idea behind this is obviously Jawas are always, stealing something or finding stuff, and then a lot of times they sell it back to the owners like in Mandalorian. So the idea behind it was to have a Jawa pawn and salvage type logo or T-shirt, um, but incorporate some other elements like the Gonk droid, the R5, um, this this little element here that says "We buy junk." I kind of wanted to make it like the Mudhorn egg, but not be so detailed that it detracted from it. So that's kind of where we're at. Excuse me. So I've just been kind of placing these elements in here and playing with the design a little bit. I wonder how it would look if I flipped the, let's try that. Let's grab all of this. And let's flip it. I'm not thinking I'm liking that, but let's try it here real quick. I think I liked it better the other way. But that does look like the droids are maybe trying to escape, and this jaw was like, no, you're not. So that's kind of cool. I still think that sandcrawler needs to be bigger, but I need to keep it in the confines of the shirt design. So I still like this over here, I think. And see, now we've kind of messed up our shadow here, so let's grab it. And you know what? I think I'm gonna, if I put the shadow down here, and kind of do it this way. And I can take this and basically delete it. You like it better this way, Janine, than the previous way? Let me I should have copied and tested that so we could look at both of them. Let's take all this. Let's pull this over here. And this way we can do a side by side. And I'm just going to flip it. So let's lock that. Oh, now we've lost some of my elements here. Hang on. Let me reverse this. Transform, reflect. Let's make this slightly larger. Push it up. See, now I gotta remember how it looked before. I think we're getting there. So we were something like that before, basically. I do, for exactly the reason you said. Oh, about the droids trying to escape and the Jawa looks like he's shooting them. The revised one on the left, definitely. Figure says. Yeah, I think it flows a little bit better. This one kind of, I mean, it flows, but you have some issues, I think. Um, it just looks kind of, I want to say bulky, but it just looks off for some reason. Where this one, I think, flows better. Let's take a look at the chat here. Hey, Pat. Hey, Ken. How are you, buddy? Um, yeah, no problem, man. Janine says, yes, and I feel maybe I'm used to seeing the crawler from that angle too. That's true. It does seem a little bit more natural that way. Janine saying hi to Ken. Figure saying hi to Ken. So I think you're right. I think I like the left, uh, this one better. So let me group all this. And we're going to hide it so we can focus on tweaking this a little bit more. So I feel that this shadow I'm still not happy with. And there's the shadow we had before, basically. So I'm going to reduce, I think it's just too dark. And I think I'm going to make this curved here. And maybe pull this down a little bit to where it's kind of, let me zoom in here so I can see what I'm doing. My old eyes aren't what they used to be. So I'm thinking that's not bad. And then we'll just take this and kind of merge it down in here. I think the issue that I'm having with this is we have two different types of shadows. So let me zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. So we have the shadows to kind of separate the Jawas from the sandcrawler. Even though they're different browns, I just wanted a little bit more separation. And I think I'm going to actually make that just slightly darker. And so I wanted some separation. Obviously, if you put one shadow here and you have this shadow, you have two different lights. Okay. So I think that's where I'm running into my issue. So to kind of let me see if I can demonstrate that a little bit. I don't have two lights, but so you have your sun if it's facing the Jawas are going to throw a shadow up on the sandcrawler. However, the way I currently have it, it looks like light is coming from behind the sandcrawler, moving the shadow of the sandcrawler, the way we have it. Therefore, the Jawas would be darker, which I don't want. So I think instead what I'm going to do is let's tell you what, let's just hide these for right now. And let's take the sandcrawler. Let's paste it here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a big shadow. So I'm going to drop this behind that layer. So then you have something like this. And then we're going to drop the opacity on that. And then maybe clean this up just a tad. I think this is going to look better. I'm just moving these points around to try to get the shadow to kind of do what I want it to. Need to move this closer. Maybe something like this. That looks a little bit better, I think. What do you guys think here? Look at the chat here. Let's see. We have a question. Silly question. Would the two Tatooine suns work too, or would that be too much? I could put the Tatooine suns in there. I already have them on one design, but yeah, I can definitely. That's actually not a bad idea. So let's open up my. Where was the one that I did? Do 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 do. Um, what was? Bear with me here while I grab a file. Let me put it back on me. You see my big shining face again. Let's see here. I need to find my little sons. And I believe I had them in the last design we did, right here. So let's copy those. But see I mean, it might work. The problem I have, and of course, again, this is just all subjective, but let me pull these behind everything. Let me group those. That's what's nice about having all these elements from these different designs is you can do stuff like this, but let's see what happens if we do it this way. Hmm, I think the problem I have, I mean, you might be able to do something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think the suns are too much, or does it add something? It kind of breaks up that dead space in here, that negative space. But sometimes it's good to have negative space in a design. So what do you guys think? I think I need to rotate this to where it's like that. Any suggestions, comments? Just looking at the chat here, make sure I didn't miss anybody. You have, oh, ha, yeah. Thanks, Janine. There we go. Now can you see it? Sorry about that. I'm sitting here chatting away and stupid camera's on me instead of on the design. So to go with figures idea, with the suns, without the suns, with the suns, without the suns, with the suns. Like you're at the optometrist. Slide one, slide two, slide one, slide two. So you like it with the suns. Okay. The other thing I did is, since obviously I didn't show it on camera because I didn't realize I didn't switch that back, was the We Buy Junk was originally turned this way, and I turned it with the line of the sand crawler. So you have kind of a leading line here. Kind of you read this, and then of course we always read left to right. So I think that works a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? This way or this way? I gotta like it better this way. Yeah, that was suns were a perfect finishing touch. I like that. Twin suns. Yeah, I mean that was, and see, this is part of designing. I could have literally sat here for another 2 hours just playing with stuff, and you know, I might have added the suns, I might not have. Um, but perfect idea. So see, there you go. So you like it better this way, the We Buy Junk mudhorn type element egg here, what you have now. Okay. Well, see, there you go. So then we can see what the colors are going to look like on the shirts here. So let me grab this. So we got a black shirt, which, still doesn't look too bad. Got a gray shirt, which is what I normally design on, and then I just put on different colors. We got a white shirt. We got a kind of a brown shirt. green shirt, teal shirt, blue shirt. This is sort of like the blue that I have on now. Um, so that's definitely a kind of a nice blue. Red, kind of a reddish shirt. You could do a red. So just kind of, what I do is I go through here and I just go through some different color spectrums to see how the design reacts. The black, I think, even though I normally wear black shirts, I think I'm going to stay away from black on this particular design. I think probably dark gray is about as dark as I'll go. I think I'm going to do light colors on this design. So I believe the company I deal with has kind of a tan, which wouldn't be bad. I may have to change that text to white or something. Yeah. Let's go back here and let's add an outline. That's ugly. That's really ugly. Hang on. I don't like that one bit. Let's do an offset and 0.04. And let's make it round. That makes that pop just a little bit better. So then on different shirt colors, you don't lose it as bad. So I can leave it like that, or I can also, let me show you one other option here. I can take this backdrop and let me merge it. Oh, what happened? What did I do? Hang on. Something didn't like something else. Edit, paste them back, merge it. Why is it doing that? Oh, I know why. Duh. So I can also kind of offset this text with a shadow. So that way it kind of matches the text up top. So I could do it that way. I'm going to say this is option 1. Option 2. And option 3. So 1, or actually this is 3, 2, and then the other option was to drag all this down. I like the bottom text with the shadow option too. So like that, where it's not offset like these are. It's just straight up behind it. So see, what do you guys think? Do you think we need shadows at the droids, or they're okay? because that's the only thing we don't have shadows on. So let me do this real quick and drop them behind. And drop it behind. Okay, Janine says yes. Figure Fever says you can see how the droids look with the shadow. So this may not be super noticeable on the shirt, but I'm just going to grab both of these shadows and I'm going to group them so I can hide them and show you the design. So bear with me here. Let me zoom this out just slightly, because again, it's going to be very subtle. So we have shadows on, shadows off, shadows on, shadows off for the droids. It's very subtle. So maybe, and then we can also do this. We can just have a shadow on the gonk and not one on R5, because technically he's further out on the ramp. So if I zoom in here, you see the shadow kind of meets the gonk shadow, and then there's no shadow here because he's fully in the sun. So there's nothing shadowing him basically. And you can get super involved and detailed in this. I mean, like the other design that I did, I had shadows on the Jawas, I had shadows on rocks and everything else. Um, so hey Scott, shadows on the R5 needs an antenna. He does need antennas, doesn't he? Well, of course, that's going to be a really small detail, but let's draw a little antenna. So we're going to do something like this, and we're going to make it, I'm going to make it silverish, but kind of this silver. And then we're just going to take we're just going to make a quick and dirty antenna here. Going to merge those together. Oops, not white. I don't want white. And I got lines too thick. So, still too thick of a line. Actually, that's not too bad. So let's drag that below him. And I'm not liking that brown, so let's make the antenna whitish. like him. Oh, what happened here? Okay, whitish, and gonna go with black. Adobe did something with their deal where when you select black, it actually makes it white first, and I don't know why. And I really wish they had fixed that bug. So let's object, expand that. So let's move his antenna over here. I have an R5. Let me look at his antennas real quick. Bear with me. Okay, his antenna is on the left side. So I had it right the first time. And I think we can make it a little bit larger since he's kind of cartoony. Shadow's on, and R5 needs an antenna. So you like the shadow on the R5 as well, which means I need to redo that shadow. Because now that shadow has changed. So we're going to group that. And on this one, I had it set to 59%. 59, not 5900, 59. I'm going to drop this back to this group. I think I'm going to move his shadow up because he wouldn't have shadow under his feet. Something like that, maybe. Because again, these are just small elements. Let me save this just in case it friggin' crashes on me. Let's see, figure. Sorry, I have to go pick up my son from school. We'll check back the remainder of the. Hey, thanks for showing up, figure. I appreciate it, buddy. Have a good day. Cats on the keyboard. Cats in the cradle and silver spoon. Now that song's gonna be stuck in your head all day, Scott Barry. That's what you get, buddy. That's what you get for typing that. Just like you had uh, Jesse's song stuck in my head last night. So, so yeah, we are an hour and 4 minutes in. So I think that's pretty decent. I think that turned out pretty good. Let me just check the background color here again and make sure everything kind of works with different colors. So red shirt. There's a blue shirt that's kind of the blue that I'm wearing now. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is that stupid little Astro Droid shirt. And then other colors, I think they offer a green, so it doesn't look bad on green. They offer kind of a sand, kind of a dirty tan, doesn't look too bad on that either. They offer an orange. Not sure I'd go with a bright orange shirt because it matches the sun, but if I can get some off-colored shirts, that would be fine. And then of course you still have the basic gray, which is what I do all my designs on. Even though I normally wear black shirts, I still don't think this design is going to work very well on black. So I think for this particular design, I will stay away from a black shirt. I will do a dark charcoal gray or a silver or kind of a heather gray. But I think black is definitely not the right option for this shirt. So let's look at this chat. I love that song. Looks great. Thank you. Love, love, love that. Thank you, Janine. I really like the gray. Yeah, I like gray shirts. Most of my wardrobe is gray and black. Um, I mean, you think I was Lord Vader for Christ's sake, but um, I really like the way that this shirt. Let me take this off here. Let's remove that. I really like the way that this shirt turned out with this blue. And I'm not a blue shirt wearing guy, but I really like the way that it turned out. So and then this is kind of the sand, kind of the well, actually this is the silver, kind of the sand silver color that they have. So that design would definitely look good on that. And then they have the dark gray. I think that design would look good on that too. Um, so yeah, there's definitely some colors that we can play with on there. So for sure. So let's take one more look at this design. So here we can delete that. We don't need that. And I'm going to export that just so I have it. And so there is your design with the help of Janine and Scott and Figure Fever today on the live stream. So I will get this finalized. I will get it uploaded to the shop, and it will be available to purchase by, let's see, it's 4:08 Eastern. By 5 o'clock, it'll be up on the site and available. So I probably won't do another one today. I might do another one maybe this week, or I might save it till next week. But I do have another idea, and it's kind of based on George Medina's um, Imperial Drunks, but with Jawas. And I'm thinking, uh, I seem to remember or I recall a drink, and I don't remember where I saw it, but I think it was called Jawa juice or something like that. Um, I seem to remember hearing that phrase somewhere. So I think I'm going to do a shirt with some drunk Jawas, maybe on a speeder, um, something of that nature. I don't know if it's going to be Lars speeder or Luke speeder. Maybe Luke speeder. Maybe the Jawas stole Luke's speeder, were hopped up on Jawa juice, and you basically see kind of the aftermath. Maybe they're hanging off the speeder or something like that. Um, and then it just says Jawa juice and then some cute little tagline, kind of like what I got here: lost something, we find it and sell it back to you. So maybe that'll be my next design. I'll work on some elements for that, and I got to draw up a speeder. I have a crash speeder. I don't have a normal speeder, but I'm thinking like a side shot. And so yeah, I think that might be a good idea. So I'll work on the elements for that, and maybe next week we'll get that shirt going. So other than that, Let me blow myself back up here. Let me remove here. So I'm also working on printing some more figures. This is the newest one, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I am going to do a mixed media cloth cape for him. So I'm still got to get that. I have a friend here in the neighborhood that is a great seamstress or sewer or whatnot, and she has lots of fabric that I can go look at and get something and just kind of cut something out and make a little cape. So, and then I'm also printing up some other figures as well, hopefully in the next week or so. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. I definitely appreciate everybody coming by. Let me grab Janine's channel here so I can make sure I plug her. And I'll put that in the chat. So make sure you check out Janine's YouTube channel, and her Instagram is also at Jedi_Niner, capital N on Niner. She's very cool. She's part of the Rogue 5 Cantina. Make sure you check her out. Make sure you check out Scott. He's part of the Spice Runners Lounge on Friday nights. Yes, plug her channel. Yes, plug her channel. Um, and make sure you check them out. They're really cool people. Um, and I haven't seen Rolando today. He's usually here, but yeah, I've already shared Brett's channel, the Hyperdrive channel, Spice Runners channel, the Rogue 5 Cantina channel, Janine's channel. I can sit here for the next 20 minutes and post links and stuff, but I think we're going to wrap it up for right now and call it a day. So hopefully I'll have some stuff for you to show you next week, and we'll get on that Jawa juice idea, I think. So be on the lookout for this Jawa Pawn and Salvage shirt in the next 30 to 40 minutes. And obviously it's not going anywhere once it's up, so feel free to get that whenever. There are currently no discounts on the stuff right now. But maybe sometime in the future or something, I'll throw up another discount. So, um, all right. Thank you guys very much for coming, and we'll definitely do this again soon. Thank you.